I was sitting up last night and I really couldn't sleep, and I was really focused on the future and worried about just a million things, like everything you could think of, all of the basics with money, all the things with relationships, all the things with time and time management and what I'm doing right and what I could be doing better. And I just got this thought in my head, this overwhelming thought. I prayed to God to give me some sort of peace, and the thought that went directly into my head is, my faith in God is too strong to be anxious. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not parked at Alphaland right now, but I'm at Alphaland. For some reason, it's packed as absolute shit today. I think it's some sort of like free visit day, so everybody in Houston is basically here right now. I pulled up to the gym and there's I drove around the parking lot for like 20 minutes, couldn't get a spot. I ended up having to drive all the way to buttfuck nowhere. I don't know where I even am located. I'm like a mile walk away from where the gym is actually at. So super not fortunate. And I had a lot of the things planned that I wanted to do. The gym's probably gonna be insanely packed. It's gonna be very hard to record. I'm gonna be very uncomfortable. I'm gonna be recording around a lot of people. So yeah, just very much out of my comfort zone, which is, I guess, kind of ideal. And my main topic for today is going to be talking about being thankful for whenever the tough times come at you, because that's the only time that you can grow as an individual. So I guess this kind of works out to flow into everything. It really, really sucks. I don't want to have to walk so far and carry all my shit, and somehow I was planning to go to a coffee shop after this and edit all of my video. I'm kind of in a rush. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that anymore. And if I do have time, I'm gonna have to shower at the gym, maybe like walk. I don't even know how I'm gonna get all my clothes. I might have to carry them like a mile with my bags and my tripod and my camera. So super not ideal, very uncomfortable situation, not fun. Gonna try to make the best out of it though, regardless, and I feel like everything happens for a reason. And just because this is a more difficult scenario than I wish that it would have been, hopefully it just leads me to have more room to grow. Okay, so this is the perfect opportunity to just bitch and moan and feel sorry for myself and say like, oh, I plan to do this today. I plan to go to the coffee shop. I plan to get all of my editing done by this time. I plan to have time to go out tonight and spend time with my friends and celebrate somebody's birthday and do all these things. Or I could just say, somebody would still be so thankful to be in my shoes and have the opportunities that I have and have my life, basically. So I can either turn this into feeling sorry for myself or still being thankful for the opportunities that I have. So with that being said, I'm gonna be thankful. I'm going to make this video even better than I originally planned it was going to be. Hopefully this walk will maybe help me think of some more ideas that I wouldn't have thought of regardless. I'm parked back over on the other side of that building. Alphaland is on the other side of this building, like down this way, and then still like a half a mile walk. It's actually crazy. Look at this shit, man. This shit is actually ridiculous. Oh, good Lord. There's like no shot I'm gonna be able to get any type of workout in, let alone a productive one. So I'm probably gonna end up going to like the coffee shop and just recording myself again, and then working out tomorrow, or maybe like, I might even go back home and work out at my home gym or something, but this is just not gonna happen, I don't think. Okay, so things did not go as planned at all. I hope I'm in frame, hope you guys can hear me. There's some trains going by, so I'm gonna try to talk loudly. I just got back from the gym. I planned on hitting chest and shoulders, and things did not play out at all how I intended for them to. Ended up being insanely packed, and I was like, you know what, I guess I'll go ahead and maybe just play some basketball, like light hoops. Let me see if there's a better angle. And but all I have are these New Balances. They're size 12 and I wear like an 11, so they're massive on me. So they're already like, I didn't want to wear them today. And then I decided to go hoop, and excuse me if I'm out of breath because just got done hooping and then walked like a mile to my car. But yeah, so I ended up hooping for like an hour or so. It was a lot of fun. Me and this one dude ended up really getting into it and talking a lot of shit. Got to the point where we were shoving each other a little bit. I might put some B-roll of me playing basketball too, just so you guys aren't just staring at me talk. But yeah, so ended up talking shit, not getting the workout I wanted to get in. Wasn't fun. There's a crazy ass wind, so it was just really hard to shoot. The ball was super slick, my hands were really dry, so it was just not the most fun basketball in the world. And I was like, bro, why the fuck did I even come to the gym? I wanted to go to the coffee shop. I wanted to get this work done that I had intended and had laid out to do for the day. And things didn't play out at all how I wanted them to. But then I ended up talking to the guy afterwards, and we were talking shit to the point where like we were damn near gonna fight. he was also really good at basketball. And we're just talking shit and pushing each other a lot and really getting into it. And I could tell that he was a guy who loved basketball because we were both like, no, it's basketball, it's basketball. Like, people are getting on our ass saying, dude, like, chill out, we're playing at Alphaland, it's not that big of a deal. And we're like, no, like, it is a big deal. Like, it is a big deal to me. And I could tell that he got it. At the end, we were both just like, listen, man, I'm sorry I was being a dickhead. And he was like, yeah, me too. So we made up, ended up being cool. He followed me on Instagram. Might be somebody I end up hanging out with or playing basketball with in the future. Ended up meeting a lot of other guys. I met 2 other cops. One of them was hooping with us. Another dude followed me on TikTok, followed me on Instagram. I met a bunch of people that I built some relationships that I would have never had, and a lot of people that were very cool. And it just goes to show, like, even though if you get the glimpse of somebody in their worst moment, including for myself, like if that guy and me never ended up making up at the end of that altercation, he would have just been like, that dude's a fucking dickhead. And they might still think that, but it's just crazy how you can get one perspective or one point of view of a person, and that's kind of your outlook on them for the rest of your life if you never see them or talk to them again. And I followed him back on Instagram, and I saw that he talked a lot about Jesus and had him in his bio and seemed like a really genuine, good person. And he probably might have hopefully thought the same thing about me. And it's just crazy how 1 second altercations can really affect how your outlook is on a person. So it just kind of gave me a good perspective to whenever I look at somebody, and if they're having a horrible day, you never know what they're going through. And if they're being more of a dickhead than they usually would be, and just giving them a chance and trying to have that middle ground and be kind to a person in a moment whenever they're being a dickhead towards you, like I was to him. And he ended up being kind to me, and it ended up being a cool interaction. And today ended up being more productive for my soul than I intended for it to be. And things didn't play out how I thought they would. I thought I was gonna go to the gym, get a good workout in, have a good message, and then my message completely 180'd into this that I didn't even think about talking about. I have some other things in my notes. I might do a little cut here. I'm trying to do all my videos without having any cuts whenever I am speaking, but while I'm looking for this point, I'll do a cut here. Okay, so this is actually kind of crazy. I put this in my notes yesterday. Be happy and thankful when things aren't going your way. Without these moments, you wouldn't be able to show your efforts and how you've grown. So I honestly forgot I even put that in my notes, and it's kind of really eye-opening and crazy that today went completely as opposite as it possibly could have. It went very negative, and I think that I did a good job and was able to show my growth in taking it and trying to make the best out of it regardless of the situation. And I didn't do 100% a great job because I still was not kind to that dude in the way that I would have liked to have been, and showed a part of my personality that doesn't define or reflect who I truly am as a person. So there's still room to grow, but I think that I'm doing better in moments of shittiness, trying to find the best and make the most out of it. Another thing is, stop looking for shortcuts. If you were to become successful from shortcuts, it wouldn't be as fulfilling and lead to emptiness. The man that I want to become, if I were to become successful from shortcuts, he would be unhappy and unfulfilled and unsatisfied with that outcome. I want to make it, and I want to get 10,000 YouTube subscribers like I've been saying this year, and I want to inspire others and become a better man and be a better boyfriend, a better son, a better brother, a better partner. In general, I just want to become a better man this year, get closer with God. And none of that would be possible without these challenges and without these tribulations. And if there's a shortcut to just get to that other side and be the man that I wanted to be, and well, if there's a shortcut to get to the amount of followers and reach my goals, my material goals, then I wouldn't be able to actually reach my spiritual goals. So I wouldn't grow as a person in the way that I want to if I don't try to pursue things that are difficult and overcome obstacles. If I do things that are easy, then I'm not going to become greater as a person. Another thing is, so the last one, I have like 5 more, but this one really sticks out to me. I was sitting up last night and I really couldn't sleep, and I was really focused on the future and worried about just a million things, like everything you could think of, all of the basics with money, all the things with relationships, all the things with time and time management and what I'm doing right and what I could be doing better. And I just got this thought in my head, this overwhelming thought. I prayed to God to give me some sort of peace, and the thought that went directly into my head is, my faith in God is too strong to be anxious. And I thought that was a really, really powerful message, and I think that that was something that was not only a divine thought given to me, but something that could be used for absolute inspiration. My faith is too strong to be worried about the things that might not work out. And not only my faith in God, it's not blind faithfulness. My faith in God is based off of actions and based off of things that have happened in my life. And I can't be faithful in a God that I do not give effort towards. So if I'm not pursuing my dreams and my passions with everything that I have and pursuing my career with everything that I have, then that's where that anxiety will come from. On the other end of it, you have to take the time to understand that you are given a lot and you are really pushing towards this goal, and trust that God will guide you whenever you're doing that blind rowing. You have to row and trust God to steer. So even though I'm chasing after something blindly, if I'm giving it the amount of attention and the amount of effort that it requires to become successful, then that anxiety will dissipate because God says that you are capable. So I think I've talked for enough for a decent video today. I really appreciate you guys watching. I may not have added some basketball videos. If I didn't, I will next time. Hopefully I'll be indoors or something so I can actually show you guys how I can hoop a little bit. But thank you guys for watching and have a blessed one.